Hi guys, Megha here. Welcome back to Megha Says. Today I am presenting my sixth video in front of you. In this video, uh, I will explain you some points about depreciation. Firstly, let's have a recap of our yesterday's video. Yesterday, I told you about some financial concept. In that financial concept, I explained about what is meant by capital, what is meant by drawing, what is meant by capital expenditure, what is meant by working capital, what is meant by debtors, creditors, profit and loss. All these concept we had seen, and if any person know this concept, then he must be aware about finance, the financial discipline, because maximum people cannot understand what is meant by finance or what are financial disciplines. The reason behind this is that they don't know about the financial concept. So I'm preparing such a videos that will help you to understand the financial concept in better way, so that you could understand finance in better way. So let's start about today's video. Today I'm going to explain you about depreciation. We see that in our balance sheet and profit and loss, we mention the depreciation. Depreciation means what? Depreciation means the used value of any asset. While doing business, we use so many assets. The assets may be in the form of furniture, machinery, land, building, and all these points. These assets are, we use these assets continuously. Because of continuous use of these assets, they get diminished. We can say that their actual value get reduced. This the reduced value of any asset is known as depreciation. In balance sheet, depreciation is mentioned below our assets on asset side. We mention all our assets on asset side, such as furniture, machinery, land, and building. And in that we deduct our depreciation. We deduct our depreciation from that asset. That's why the value of assets reduced by some particular amount. And the second effect of depreciation is mentioned on the debit side of profit and loss account. There we mention only depreciation, and under that we mention the assets and the amount of depreciation. This depreciation is calculated yearly, because we use assets. The user value of that asset at the time of purchase and the user value of that same asset after 1 year, there is a lots of difference between this. For understanding the better concept of depreciation, let me give an example. Suppose I have purchased one mobile phone. The purchase price of that mobile phone was 25,000 rupees, and I used it for 1 year. And when I want to sell this mobile after 1 year, because I want to take another new one mobile, so when I try to sell this mobile after 1 year, then the price of that mobile becomes near about 20,000, 18,000, or 15,000. Why does it happen? Because I used this mobile for 1 year, so the functionality of this mobile get reduced than the new one. That's why I have to sell this mobile for the lower price than the purchase price. So the difference between purchase price and difference between the selling price after some particular period is known as depreciation. We have to calculate this depreciation on every asset. There are different rates of depreciation for assets, such as land is not depreciated because we use it year and year. It's not like that I'm using land from 10 years and now it is depreciated and I want to buy a new land, or I want to replace it by a new land. It's not possible. That's why land is non-depreciated asset. Furniture, machinery, all this is depreciated by 20%. Computer is depreciated by 40%. There is a separate percentage of depreciation that we have to calculate at the year end. While calculating depreciation, we must take in consider that at what time we had purchased the asset. Suppose I purchase the asset at the start of the accounting year, then I must calculate the depreciation of 12 months. But suppose if I purchase the asset in the middle of the year, or after 3 months, or after 6 months, or after 9 months, means in first quarter or in second quarter, then I must calculate the depreciation from the day that we purchased it. It should be of 3 months, it should be of 4 months. We have to calculate the depreciation as per the purchase period of that asset. It's not possible that I buy the I purchase the asset in the middle of the year and I'm calculating the depreciation for whole year, it will not be right for our accounting also. That's why we have to take this consideration. While calculating depreciation, we can calculate it in different ways. There are actually 4 methods of calculating depreciation. Let's see that. First one is the straight line method. It is known as SLN method. It is used in Excel also. In straight line method, the depreciation is calculated year by year with the same percentage or with the same amount. Means, let's take an example. Suppose I had purchased a machinery of rupees 30,000, and I have to depreciate it by 10%, and the usable value of that machinery is rupees 2,000 after the 10 years of life. So I have to calculate the depreciation. Firstly, in first year, I will calculate the depreciation on 30,000. 10% on 30,000 becomes 3,000. So the value of machinery becomes 27,000 in second year. After completing second year, I will again calculate the depreciation, but the depreciation amount will be same. Means it will be 3,000 rupees. Then after the value of machinery becomes 24,000 in third year. In this way, we get depreciated our machinery year by same amount. If we try to prepare the graph of this depreciated amount, then every month there is the same amount. So the graph will be in the same line. That's why this method is called as straight line method. This is the common used methods for every businesses, because it has no complexity. It has a very easy to understand, very simple to maintain. That's why. But it is hard. But it's not profitable also, because in second year the amount of my machinery becomes 27,000. But how is it possible that I will calculate the depreciation of 3,000? It was a 3,000 depreciation was at the start of my accounting period, so it becomes lossful to us. That's why this is a very defective method, we can say that. The second method is diminishing balance method, or it is known as return down method also. In this method, the depreciation is calculated on the actual amount of asset. Let's take the same example. I have machinery of 30,000 and I have to calculate the depreciation by 10%. First year I calculate the depreciation, it becomes 3,000 as we see, and then we have to deduct the amount of depreciation from the amount of asset. Amount of asset is rupees 30,000. I will deduct the amount of depreciation from asset. It becomes 27,000. Then in next year, in second year, I will calculate the 10% depreciation on the 27,000, not on the 30,000, or I will not carry forward the amount of depreciation, the same amount of depreciation. So this is the difference between straight line method and a return down value method or diminishing balance method. Here the amount of depreciation will be calculated on the 27,000, so the amount of depreciation will be 2,700. Then next year I will reduce to 2,700 from 27,000, and on the remaining amount I will calculate my third year's depreciation. In this way, the amount of depreciations get reduced year by year. And if we try to prepare the graph, then the graph becomes from top to down. That's why it is known as return down method, because it has a downward slope. So it is return down value method. The third type of depreciation is machine hour rate method. This depreciation is used if we are using any machinery according to time, means in particular time. If we are using the machinery, here the period of using of machinery is calculated, and on that period the depreciation is charged. Means the time when machinery is not in the use, then at that time the depreciation is not calculated. Only depreciation is calculated when our machinery is in use or when it is used. Suppose I am using computer and my computer remains start only for 8 hours for a day, then I will calculate the depreciation by calculating 8 hours. Then as 8 hours, how many days I have used that computer, I will calculate that, and using that time period I will calculate the depreciation. This is called as a machine hour rate method. And next one is the sum of digit years method. In this method, while calculating depreciation, we have to make the sum of years, sum of the digits of the years used by machinery. Means suppose I have a machinery and its useful life is for 5 years. So I will make the sum of digit of years, means 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, it becomes 15. 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, it becomes 15. And on this 15 period, I will calculate the depreciation of the machinery. This is called as sum of the year digit method. In this method also, it becomes very hard to calculate the depreciation, because it's not possible that the machinery will live so long. If there are any defects or if there are any corrections or repairs, the machinery can get damaged quickly, and but still same, we have to pay the depreciation for next 15 years. So it becomes very harmful for the business. So this was my today's video about types of depreciation and how it is calculated and how it is useful for our business. I hope that you like my video and you understand my video. If you like that, then please like my video. If you understand that, please share and comment on my video, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. My channel name is #Meghaset. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow with new concept.